Welcome to James Clemens High School Softball on the Play Action Sports Network. We'll be back right after this. North Alabama Gas District has provided safe, reliable, and economical natural gas service to Madison and surrounding areas of Limestone County for over 40 years. However, accidents and leaks do sometimes occur. If you smell odors similar to rotten eggs or notice other possible signs of a gas leak, such as a fire or explosion, a blowing or hissing sound, or blowing dust or bubbling water, leave the area immediately, avoid ignition sources, warn others, and from a safe location, contact us immediately at 256-772-0227. And remember to call 811 before you dig. North Alabama Gas District, we take safety seriously. When you're searching for a home or selling your current one, you want guidance from someone you trust. Fallon Sloan at Capstone Realty has been an active member of the Madison-Huntsville area for many years and has a passion for hard work, integrity, and client service. Fallon is a Madison resident, so she's got her finger on the pulse of the community. Check out her listings online at Fallon Sloan, that's FALLONSLONE.choosecapstone.com, or call her at 256-755-0269. Fallon Sloan at Capstone Realty. If you'd like to download a copy of this game or hear it again on demand, go to pasnetwork.net. You can find this game and previous games under the Archives tab. You can also subscribe to the Play Action Sports podcast and listen to it on your favorite platform like iTunes, Amazon, and Spotify, or ask Alexa or Google to open the Play Action Sports podcast. Keeping you up to date on Athens and Limestone County sports, Play Action Sports.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to James Clemens Softball right here on Play Action Sports. We are live at the Jetsplex for this afternoon's matchup between the visiting DAR Patriots and your James Clemens Jets. I'm Kirk Pierce. Alongside me, our producer extraordinaire, Mr. Tim Lambert, along with the press box crew up here, having a great time on this senior night for James Clemens Softball. We've already recognized the three seniors, and we'll talk a little bit more about them in just a little while. The coaches are meeting at home plate to discuss the game and the rules with the umps as they're getting really excited here at the Jetsplex. It's about 85 degrees in time for first pitch here in just a moment. We're going to have the national anthem, and our starting lineups look like this.
Welcome to James Clemens High School, and thank you for attending today's game between the DAR Patriots and your James Clemens Jets. The starting lineup for the Patriots: number 8, Stewart; number 2, Ford; number 26, Clemens; number 23, House; number 77, Jackson; number 7, Barnett; number 9, O'Neill; number 12, Love; number 17, Phyllis;
And here's your starting lineup for James Clemens. Leading us off at the bottom of the first is going to be McKenna King. She's going to play center field. Batting second, playing first base, one of the seniors, Miss Lauren Evans. The third batter in the lineup for James Clemens, Abby Newsom. She's going to be playing shortstop. Farrah Payton's going to be in the cleanup spot, playing third. She's at that hot corner. Behind the plate this afternoon, in catcher and batting fifth, Sydney Plant. Batting sixth and playing second, Sullivan Klopfenstein. Batting seventh, Sadie South. She'll be in left field. The pitcher for today's matchup, a senior, Anna Kimbrough. She'll be batting eighth. And then in right field, rounding out the lineup for James Clemens, the other senior today, Leah Hinderlong. If you didn't catch the lineup for DAR, it looks like this. Stewart is going to be leading off, playing center field. Ford batting second, playing second base. Playing third and batting third is Grimmett. Cleaning up is House, and she's in left field. Behind the dish, Jackson. She's playing catcher and batting fifth. Barnes is batting 6th, playing right field. The DH is O'Neill. She'll be batting 7th. Love is playing 1st, batting 8th. And rounding out the DAR lineup is Phillips, playing shortstop. Now we'll take a listen to our national anthem.
Please remain standing as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
That was the playing of our national anthem prior to this softball matchup this afternoon against the visiting DAR Patriots and your James Clemens Jets. Again, welcome to the broadcast this afternoon. I'm Kirk Pierce along with Tim Lambert, the producer. And we got a little special event going on for you today. Not only is it senior night here at for the softball team with the 3 seniors that are going to be graduating this year, playing their final games here for James Clemens. But also, as soon as this matchup is over between DAR and James Clemens softball, we're going to shift in the press box and go over to our left and pick up the in-game action between a huge area rivalry between Bob Jones, Patriots, and James Clemens Jets varsity baseball. And that's a huge matchup in and of itself because these two teams are going to play the best 2 out of 3, and they've got to win it to host the tournament in the playoffs for the first round. And so that's a big thing going on right now over on the baseball diamond. But our focus right now is on the dirt, right over here on the softball field at James Clemens. Now, if you've been paying attention to James Clemens softball all year, like we all have, you'll know that Coach Kimbrough and his staff have put together a really good lineup, one that's got power, and they're a young team. As I mentioned, they've only got 3 seniors graduating. One of those is star pitcher Anna Kimbrough, and she's going to be in the circle this afternoon for James Clemens. But I want to point out some of the power hitters that we know can take it yard because we've called it several times here on Play Action Sports. You've got Farrah Payton. She plays third base. It's exciting to watch her bat. You're going to have Abby Newsom. She's playing short. She's going to be batting, and they both have the power to go yard. Now, as we get ready for the first pitch, stepping into the batter's box for DAR is Stewart. She's going to be on the left-hand side, going up against the right-handed slinger in Kimbrough. Here's the first pitch. She squares to bunt, pulls back. Ball 1. She takes a look down the third base line, get the signal from the coach, gets ready for the second pitch from Kimbrough. You've got Klopfenstein and Payton kind of crashing in a little bit. Now check that. That's Newsom crashing in on the left-hand side, looking for a slap bunt to try to get a quick out. So the count is 2-0. That one's low and outside for ball 3. So 3-0 to Stewart, the leadoff batter for DAR. Here's the 3-0 pitch from Kimbrough. That's going to drop in there for a strike. So 3-1 the count. Kimbrough trying to battle back after a 3-0 start to this game. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That's going to fall in there for a strike. So full count. So Kimbrough's been able to battle back, throw 2 strikes in a row to Stewart, who started the count 3-0. Here comes the payoff pitch from Kimbrough. Inside, hits her on the shoulder. She's going to take first base. So unfortunate leadoff batter there for James Clemens, as DAR has a runner at first with no outs. That brings up the second batter, Ford, for DAR. So you got a runner at first, top of the first, nobody out. Second batter of the game, Ford, steps into the batter's box on the right-hand side. Kimbrough goes into her windup. Inside pitch misses, ball 1. So Kimbrough takes a look over at the dugout to get the pitch call. As Ford goes all the way almost down third base line to go talk to her coach. Now she steps in the batter's box to take a look at the second pitch. Here comes the second pitch from Kimbrough. Squares to bunt. That's a called strike, and Stewart is going to steal second off that called strike. So, runner at second, 1-1 the count to Ford. Stewart for DAR, standing on second base. So now let's see what pitch goes to Ford. Here's the windup and the throw. She's going to bunt it, foul for strike 2. So 1-2 the count to Ford. Runner at second. Nobody out, top of the first. Now this game was kind of a thrown together game. Lee backed out. Tonight's opponent was supposed to be Lee, and Lee unable to come over here tonight. And so Coach Kimbrough and staff had to scramble to try to find a replacement, and DAR said, yep, we'll drive to Huntsville, to Madison. That's it. So 2-2 the count. Inside pitch misses low. Plant's going to try to throw it to Peyton. Hold up on it as Stewart steals third. So the count goes to 3-2 with a runner at scoring position at third base. So here's the 3-2 pitch. Low, inside, ball 4. So now runners on the corners for Grimmett, the number 3 batter for DAR. So Grimmett takes a look at her wristband to get her signal. Like I said, runners on the corners. You can expect Ford to run on first pitch. Second base is wide open. Outside pitch. Misses ball 1. So ball 1 to Grimmett, as Ford does steal second on the first pitch. So runners at second and third, scoring position for DAR. Kimbrough behind of the count, 1-0. No outs. That's going to miss. Oh, no, they're going to call that strike. It looked like he was going to take his time, and he did, but he did catch the outside corner for strike 1. So 1-1 to Grimmett. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swing, foul ball for strike 2. So 1-2 now to Grimmett. You can check out the PAS Plus mobile app. It's your connection to all of our live streams, along with scores, game archives, and a whole lot more. All you need to do is go online to pasnetwork.net to download your links. So Kimbrough with a 1-2 count to Grimmett. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Ump says she did not go. So that was low, ball 2. So 2-2 is the count. Again, nobody out. Runners at second and third for DAR. As Grimmett steps out of the batter's box, steps back in, gets ready. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's going to be fouled off. Count remains 2-2. As I mentioned, Anna Kimbrough is a senior, recognized earlier tonight. before the game for senior night. Lauren Evans at first base, the other senior, and Leah Hinderlong in right field is the third senior. Here's the 2-2 pitch. She's going to pop that one, and it's going to drop for a base hit in left center. It's going to roll to the fence. One run's going to score. 2 runs are coming in for an RBI double for DAR. So South unable to get to that one, as a double brings in 2 runs as DAR takes an early lead, 2-0 in the top of the first with nobody out, and the runner now at second base for the cleanup hitter, House. So everybody goes to the circle to have a talk with Kimbrough. Now everybody gets back into position as we wait on the first pitch to House. Here comes the first pitch. That one's going to catch the outside corner for called strike 1. So 0-1 the count to the cleanup batter, House, with a runner at second base. DAR with a 2-0 lead early in this matchup. Here comes the second pitch. She's going to ground that one to Evans. Evans is going to backhand that one. Step on first for out number 1. Moves Grimmett over from second to third. But a good play there by Evans to go ahead and get the first out of the game. Now Jackson for DAR steps into the box. One out, 2-0 your score, top of the first. First pitch, inside corner, catches it, called strike 1. So I will say the ump a little slow in his calls, so we have to wait just a minute or a second or two before we finally get the call. 0-1 pitch, low, inside, ball 1. So 1-1 the count to Jackson. It's a slight breeze out there this afternoon. We can see the flag kind of blowing from south to northeast. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's going to be grounded off the glove of Peyton. They've got her doubled up. They got the runner at third doubled up. And tosses it to Plant. She's out at home plate. Saves a run there for out number 2. But Jackson's going to go ahead and make her way over to second base with that ground ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we will do the starting lineup sponsored by Rocket City Church. We thank Rocket City.
So Jackson took second on the throw, but 2 outs now with DAR and a 2-0 run.
Batting first, number 17.
Now up, batting in the 7th spot for DAR is Barnes. And as you can tell, like I said, just right behind us in the press box, James Clemens is hosting Bob Jones for that big inter-city rivalry that they have, and it's a big one today, as these 3 games are going to determine who gets to host the first round of the playoffs. And we'll catch that game in action just a little later on. Here comes the first pitch to Barnes. 2 outs, called strike 1 on that outside corner.
For your James Clemens Jets.
So 0-1 to Barnes with 2 outs in the top of the first. DAR with a 2-0 lead.
Batting second, your DH number 17, Ty Marsh.
Low misses the corner for ball 1, so 1-1 the count to Barnes.
Number 25 behind the plate, Colton Payton. Batting cleanup, the shortstop.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside corner, catches it, called strike 2.
The first baseman, number 8, Satchel Wheeler. Batting in the 6th hole, the center fielder, number 9, Aiden Cook.
So 1-2 the count. Outside misses ball 2, so 2-2. Kimbrough trying to get her to take a swing at that one as it was way outside.
Right fielder, number 24, Hayden Markford. And batting in the 9th hole, the left fielder.
So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Inside, misses. Full count. So the count is full to Barnes. Kimbrough's thrown 28 pitches so far in the first inning. That's going to be a swing and a miss for out number 3. So at the top of the first, or middle of the first, your score, DAR 2, James Clemens nothing. When we come back, we'll have King, Evans, and Newsom in the batter's box for James Clemens. You're listening to James Clemens Softball on Play Action Sports.
North Alabama Gas District has provided safe, reliable, and economical natural gas service to Madison and surrounding areas of Limestone County for over 40 years. However, accidents and leaks do sometimes occur. If you smell odors similar to rotten eggs or notice other possible signs of a gas leak, such as a fire or explosion, a blowing or hissing sound, or blowing dust or bubbling water, leave the area immediately, avoid ignition sources, warn others, and from a safe location, contact us immediately at 256-772-0227. And remember to call 811 before you dig. North Alabama Gas District, we take safety seriously.
The next time you need a pharmacy, one call to Athens Creekside Drugs, Salem Pharmacy, or Florence Express Pharmacy will fill the bill. All three locations are committed to providing you the best services a pharmacy can offer. Whether your needs are simple or complex in nature, they can all provide solutions that deliver results. They pride themselves on their customer service that includes timeliness, quality service, and a friendly attitude. Athens Creekside Drugs, 605 Highway 31 South, Salem Pharmacy at 28730 Highway 99, and Florence Express Pharmacy on Mall Road in Florence.
Welcome back to James Clemens Softball right here on Play Action Sports as we get ready for the bottom of the first inning. DAR on top 2-0 early in this contest. Due up this inning for James Clemens, King, Evans, and Newsom. And then if we can get to the cleanup batter, it'll be Peyton. So King steps into the batter's box. She's on the left-hand side. Going up his right-handed slinger in Stinson for DAR. Now you can follow us on Twitter at PAS Network and look for Play Action Sports on Facebook. We'll keep you updated on scores and information tonight and throughout the week as King gets ready for the first pitch from Stinson. Here's the windup and the throw. She's going to squirt a bunt. She's going to lay it down. It's going to stay in the batter's box, and they're going to throw it down to first base. The ump's going to call that one foul. So strike one on the foul ball for King. Just needed about another foot out of that batter's box, and that would have been fair and been a really good bunt to lead us off in the bottom of the first. So King steps back in the batter's box with an 0-1 count. And no outs in the bottom of the first. Just underway here at the Jetsplex for Jets softball action right here on Play Action Sports. Here's the second pitch. She's going to squirt a bunt. Missed that one for strike two. So 0-2 the count down to King, the leadoff batter for James Clemens. So 0-2 to King. She gets ready for the third pitch of this at-bat. Swing is at a high ball and outruns the throw from the shortstop for a leadoff single. It's a nice hard ground ball there, swinging at that high pitch. But she knew what she was doing, and now that brings up the senior, Evans. She's playing first base today, number 5, batting in the second spot in the lineup for James Clemens this afternoon. Newsom on deck with Peyton in the hole. So runner at first is King. Nobody out. Bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch. She's going to lay down a bunt as well. Pitcher's going to field it, throw it to first base for out number 1, but she sacrificed and got King over to second base. So with a runner at second, that brings up Abby Newsom, freshman shortstop, who has the power to tie this game up with one swing. We've seen her do it all season long. So 1 out, bottom of the first, down 2-0 to DAR. Here's the pitch. She's going to swing and pop that one up to the shortstop. Shortstop, looks like the sun got in her eyes, and so Newsom is going to go to first base. So now runners at first and second with a power hitter and cleanup batter. Playing third base, number 9, Farrah Payton. So 1 out, Payton batting from the right side, steps into the batter's box. waiting on her first pitch. She's going to swing at a high ball and foul that one off for strike one. So 0-1 the count to Peyton. With one out, runners at first and second for James Clemens. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Stinson. Swing and a miss. Went after an outside ball. So now she's down in the count 0-2. So 0-2 the count to Peyton. One out, two on, first and second, down 2-0 in the first inning. She's going to hit a foul ball down third base line. Count remains 0-2. So Peyton, a freshman, leads the team in home runs. She hit the walk-off home run, or the home run over at Bob Jones to win that game. Swing and a miss there, strikeout for out number 2. So a huge out there for DAR as they struck out the power hitter, Farrah Payton. And now Sydney Plant will be your batter with 2 outs and 2 on. Another power hitter for James Clemens. She's catching today. So Sydney Plant with 2 outs, 2 on, steps into the batter's box on the right side. And you can hear that wind blowing just a little bit from west to east as Plant swings at the first pitch and misses for strike 1. So Plant looking for the 0-1 pitch. So here's the 0-1 pitch right here. Plant's going to hit a shot out to left field. It's going to be fielded. King's going to round third. She's going to score. And now Newsom is going to touch the plate to tie it up with Plant with a 2 RBI double. Kind of reminiscent of what DAR did to get their 2 runs on the board. So we're all knotted up in the bottom of the first, 2-2. And now, Klopfenstein steps into the batter's box with 2 outs and a runner at second. So Thompson is going to go in and run for Plant at second base. And now here's the first pitch to Klopfenstein. She's playing second today. She's going to take a look at ball 1 as it was high and outside. South is on deck with Kimbrough in the hole for James Clemens. So here's the 1-0 pitch to Klopfenstein. She's going to take a look at it, called strike 1. As I hit the outside corner, so 1-1 the count. Again, 2 outs. 2-2, the bottom of the first. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Klopfenstein's going to pop that one up. Left fielder's going to range underneath it and make the catch for out number 3. But we've knotted it up, 2-2. You're listening to James Clemens Softball on Play Action Sports.
When you're searching for a home or selling your current one, you want guidance from someone you trust. Fallon Sloan at Capstone Realty has been an active member of the Madison-Huntsville area for many years and has a passion for hard work, integrity, and client service. Fallon is a Madison resident, so she's got her finger on the pulse of the community. Check out her listings online at Fallon Sloan, that's FALLONSLONE.choosecapstone.com, or call her at 256-755-0269. 888-888-3669. Fallon Sloan at Capstone Realty. Applebee's Tailgate Talk wants to recognize our local athletes, and you can help. Go to tailgatetalk.net throughout the school year to vote for the Applebee's Neighborhood Athlete of the Week. The winner receives a gift card from the Athens Applebee's and a Tailgate Talk t-shirt from that shirt printing place. Submit your own nominations for future polls, too. While you're there, check out the Tailgate Talk archives and see what you might have missed. That's the Applebee's Neighborhood Athlete of the Week. Cast your vote today from Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and Tailgate Talk.
Welcome back to James Clemens Softball on Play Action Sports as we get ready for the top of the second inning right here. 2-2 is your score. DAR due up for them. O'Neill, Love, and Phillips then back to the top of the order with Stewart. Kimbrough, still your pitcher. Threw 29 pitches that first inning as the number 7 batter for DAR Patriots step into the batter's box. So Kimbrough waiting on O'Neill to get all the way in the batter's box before she throws the first pitch to start us off at the top of the second. Now, here we go. That's going to be a hard grounder right past the glove of Kloppenstein at second base for a leadoff single to start the second inning for DAR. So O'Neill with a hard ground ball right past the glove of Kloppenstein. And now Love, the number 8 batter for DAR, steps into the batter's box with a runner at first and nobody out. Here's the first pitch. She's going to swing and miss for strike 1. So Love, with an 0-1 count, Kimbrough ahead of it. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. High and outside. That's going to get away from Plant. And O'Neill is going to take second on the wild pitch. So 1-1 the count to Love. Runner at second. Nobody out. Top of the second inning. Going to foul that pitch off. Count goes to 1-2. So 1-2 the count to Love. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Set her down for out number 1. So now the number 9 batter, Phillips, is up to bat for DAR with 1 out and a runner at second. So Phillips batting on the right side. Check swings the first pitch. Hits it right to Kimbrough. Kimbrough throws it over to Evans for out number 2 as the runner advances to third base on that ground ball from Kimbrough. So O'Neill over there at third now, and we're back to the top of the order as Stewart, who walked in the first inning, comes up for her second at-bat of the day. Runner at third, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Stewart. Swings and miss. Good pitch there by Kimbrough. Kind of keeping her guessing here. And she's already seen this batter once. So here's the 0-1 pitch from Kimbrough. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So Kimbrough now finding her groove in this top of the second inning with 2 strikes and 2 outs against DAR. So Stewart back in the batter's box on the left side. Swing and a miss, set her down to end the top of the second inning with your score. Knotted up at 2 apiece. You're listening to James Clemens Softball right here on Play Action Sports.
Athens Utilities comprises Athens Electric, Athens Gas, and Athens Water Services. Together, we are committed to providing reliable and affordable electricity, natural gas, and water and wastewater services. We operate as part of the City of Athens, and just like our city's motto of Athens is classic, Southern character, we believe in supporting what makes our community special. And that includes Athens and Limestone County sports. Call 233-8750. Come by the office at 508 South Jefferson Street or look for the link online at athensal.us.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Alabama needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Welcome back to James Clemens Softball and Play Action Sports as we get ready for the bottom of the second inning. Score knotted up 2 runs apiece for DAR and James Clemens. Due up this inning, South, Kimbrough, and Hinderlong. Hinderlong, the other senior in this lineup today. Now you can go online to tailgatetalk.net and enter your nominations for the Applebee's Athlete of the Week and vote on this week's poll. We'll announce the winner Saturday between 10 and noon on Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC. The winner receives a gift card from Athens Applebee's and a Tailgate Talk t-shirt from that shirt printing place. And just to keep in mind, once today's softball action is over, we're going to jump over to the baseball diamond and start calling the game in action between James Clemens and the visiting Bob Jones Patriots. But right now, our focus is on the softball field, and here's the first pitch. Catches the outside corner and from Stinson, and South gets called a strike right there, so 0-1. So here comes the 0-1 pitch from Stinson to South. South going to hit a hot shot over to third base. Third baseman's going to field that. Throw it over to first. First baseman's able to dig that one out of the dirt for out number 1. That was a hard shot there by South. Unfortunately, the glove of the third baseman was a little bit better than we expected. She was able to field that, throw it over to first base for out 1. So now, Kimbrough is now your batter. Senior. Also the starting pitcher for James Clemens. 1 out, bottom of the second. 2-2 your score. DAR and James Clemens. Here's the first pitch to Kimbrough. It's high, misses, ball 1. So Anna looking for the second pitch of this at bat. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's going to catch the outside corner for strike 1. So 1-1 the count. It's Kimbrough back in the batter's box. High, outside, misses, ball 2. So 2-1 the count to Kimbrough. So here comes the 2-1 pitch. She's going to pop that one up. Right, left fielder and shortstop go out, but the left fielder calls off shortstop and makes the catch for out number 2. So House in left field, able to bring that one in. Brings up Hinderlong, the left-handed batter.
Number 2.
With 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. So here's the pitch to Hinderlong. She's going to kind of slap bunt that one. Second base going to field it, and she's going to beat the throw and be first or safe at first for an infield hit with a runner at first now. Brings up King for her second at bat of the afternoon.
Number 3, McKenna King.
So King, 1 for 1 on the afternoon, scored in the first inning off a Plant's double. 2 outs and a runner at first. King's going to hit that one hard over towards first base. First baseman's not going to be able to bring that one in. They kind of collapsed on her, thinking she was going to slap bunt that one, but she was able to put all the bat on that for a hard ground ball single. Now we have runners at first and second for Evans. So Evans.
Number 5, Lauren Evans.
She sacrificed her first at bat to move King over to second. But with 2 outs, I'm sure she's going to be swinging away here. Outside pitch is called on the corner for strike 1. Two to 2 your score, bottom of the second. James Clemens with runners at first and second, 2 outs for Evans, the first baseman. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. She's going to swing in an outside pitch. It's going to go foul. Count goes to 0-2. So 0-2 to Evans with 2 outs. Now, Evans has played softball for 14 years. All 4 of her high school years have been here at JC, where she's been nominated for numerous awards. The pitch to her goes high for ball 1, so count goes 1-2 to Evans. So here's the 1-2 pitch. She's going to hit a hard shot off the third baseman's glove, as they're going to make a play at the plate and tag out Henderlong as she tries to dive headfirst in the home plate, but she's out. So that'll end the 2 innings. Your score knotted up at 2 apiece. You're listening to James Clemens Softball and Play Action Sports.
North Alabama Gas District has provided safe, reliable, and economical natural gas service to Madison and surrounding areas of Limestone County for over 40 years. However, accidents and leaks do sometimes occur. If you smell odors similar to rotten eggs or notice other possible signs of a gas leak, such as a fire or explosion, a blowing or hissing sound, or blowing dust or bubbling water, leave the area immediately, avoid ignition sources, warn others, and from a safe location, contact us immediately at 256-772-0227. And remember to call 811 before you dig. North Alabama Gas District, we take safety seriously. PASnetwork.net. It's now your gateway to the Play Action Sports Network. Whether it's Play Action Sports coverage of school, youth, and amateur sports from Athens and Limestone County, or Calhoun basketball, James Clemens Sports, and Applebee's Tailgate Talk via PAS Plus. PASnetwork.net. Follow the links to download apps to hear live streams and podcasts, enable Alexa skills, or listen live on your computer. Covering Athens and Limestone County area sports, PASnetwork.net.
Welcome back to James Clemens Softball and Play Action Sports. As we get ready to start the top of the 3rd inning, due up for DAR, Ford, Grimmett, and House. Kimbrough still in the circle for James Clemens. She only pitched 10 pitches in the last inning. Let's see if we can do that again. As Ford bunts, it's fielded by Kimbrough. Kimbrough throws it over to first base. As Klopfenstein had to take first, and she dropped the ball, so the runner is safe at first. So now that brings up Grimmett, who's 1 for 1 on the day. She scored the first 2 runs, or hit a double that scored the first 2 runs in the top of the 1st inning for DAR. Now she's got a runner at first with nobody out. Takes a look at a called strike 1 on the outside corner. So 0-1 to Grimmett with a runner at first in the top of the 3rd. Nobody out. That's going to be hit to Klopfenstein. Klopfenstein's going to turn it over to Newsom. Newsom's going to make the play at second base to get the lead runner on that fielder's choice for an out 1. So Grimmett stays at first base with 1 out. And now the cleanup batter, House, who grounded out to the first baseman, her first at bat in the top of the first inning, with one out and a runner at first. She's going to swing at the first pitch and miss for strike one. So 0-1 the count to House. One out, one on, first base. Plant's going to come up throwing as Grimmett's able to get in there safely on a stolen base. So House looking for her third pitch on an 0-2 count. Check that, 1-1 count. So 1-1 to House with a runner now at second base with one out for DAR. Comes the third pitch. She's going to foul that one off, taking the count to 1-2. So 1-2 the count to House. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Plant lined up outside, expecting Grimmett to try to run. The count goes to 2-2. So 2-2 the count to House. She's going to pop that one up to center field. King's going to range underneath it and make the catch for the second out. And the runner, Grimmett, wisely stays at second because King was coming up ready to throw over to Peyton at third if she tried to take a tag and tag up there to advance to third, but she didn't wisely. So 2 outs at the top of the third. And now Jackson, who's 0 for 1. She grounded into a fielder's choice earlier. Looks at ball one. So 1-0 the count to Jackson. 2-2 your score, top of the third. She's going to look at a called strike one. So the count now goes to 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Inside, misses. Actually, hits her on the left knee, so she's going to take her base. And Barnes will be your batter. Barnes struck out in her first plate appearance this afternoon. Now she steps up to the box, into the box with 2 on, first and second, with 2 outs. So now Barnes slowly walks into the right-handed batter's box to take a look at her first pitch of her second at bat. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. So 0-1 the count to Barnes with 2 outs. The top of the third inning. Score knotted up at 2 apiece. Here's the pitch. That's going to catch the outside corner for a called strike 2. So now Kimbrough ahead early in this count. 0-2 to Barnes. Runners at first and second for DAR. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Lines up outside. Plant does. Makes the catch, but ball one. So count goes to 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3, setting her down for the second time this afternoon. That'll end the top of the third inning. Your score tied 2 runs apiece. You're listening to James Clemens Softball on Play Action Sports.
One of the worst feelings you can have is that of being stranded. Well, BT's Towing, Tire, and Truck Repair makes that a thing of the past with 24/7 towing services and roadside assistance in the northern Alabama and southern Tennessee areas. But that's not all. They also offer truck and trailer repair, mobile welding, brake service and repair, new and used tires, and other major and minor repairs. Their name says it all. BT's Towing, Tire, and Truck Repair. For 24/7 response, call 497-8234. That's 497-8234. BT's Towing, Tire, and Truck Repair.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the AHSAA and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association.
Welcome back to James Clemens Softball right here on Play Action Sports. Kirk Pierce, our producer, Mr. Tim Lambert. We're in the press box at the Jetsplex. Got two games going on simultaneously. As soon as the softball game's finished up, we're going to jump across to the other side of the press box and pick up James Clemens and Bob Jones action. But right now, we've got Newsom, Payton, and Plant due up this inning as Newsom steps into the batter's box to look at her first pitch of her second at bat. Here's the pitch. She's going to lay off of that one as it's low and in the dirt for ball one. So 1-0 the count to Newsom. High and outside for ball two. So 2-0 is Newsom sitting pretty with a 2-0 count right now from Stinson. Newsom's going to swing at the next pitch and miss for strike one. So 2-1 now to Abby Newsom.
Now batting number 19.
So here's the 2-1 pitch outside, ball three. So 3-1 to Newsom. Now Newsom reached on an error during her first at bat in the bottom of the first inning. She's going to lay off of that one for ball four, so she'll take her base. And that brings up Farrah Payton, who struck out her first at bat against Stinson. Now you can look for the monthly Play Action Sports column in Athens Now. We'll update you on what's been happening in local sports news as well as upcoming games and events. The paper is free and available at businesses all around the area. So here comes Payton with her second at bat against Stinson for DAR. Here's the pitch. She's going to hit an outside pitch, and it's going to kind of bloop out towards center field. Shortstop's going to range over there, make the catch for out one, but Newsom is going to tag up and take second base. Really on a throwing error there by the shortstop over to first base, going to try to get her doubled up, but there was nobody home. So now Newsom standing at second base with one out. So that brings up Plant, who had the double in the bottom of the first to bring home King and Newsom to knot us up 2 runs apiece. It's Plant. Looks at called strike one on the outside corner. So 0-1 to Plant, with Klopfenstein on deck and South in the hole. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. Plant is going to pop that one up towards left field. Left fielder's going to try to get to it. She can't. It's going to bounce off the wall as Newsom's going to round third and score to take the lead with Plant's second double of this afternoon. She is 2 for 2, both of them doubles, and 3 RBIs so far for Plant. As James Clemens has taken a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the third inning. Now going into run for Plant, it's going to be Thompson, number 4. That's going to bring up Klopfenstein with one out and a runner at second. James Clemens with a 1-run lead now. Outside pitch is high, misses, ball one. So 1-0 to Klopfenstein. Just an update over here on the baseball side of things. Bob Jones with an early 2-0 lead over James Clemens as they get ready for the bottom of the second inning. Kloffenstein swings at her second pitch as the left fielder ranges back towards the wall, and it is going to clear the wall for a 2-run home run by Kloffenstein as James Clemens now with a 5-2 lead in the bottom of the third. So that one had the height and the distance to clear the left field wall. And I told you earlier in the broadcast that Coach Kimbrough and his staff have put together a very powerful lineup, as that is another home run for James Clemens, the first of the afternoon, but one of many on the season. So now, Sadie South will be your batter. With one out, nobody on after that 2-run shot by Kloffenstein over the left field wall. So Kloffenstein was able to take that one out, and South grounded out to the third baseman with her first at bat, swings at the first pitch she sees at her second at bat, swings and misses for strike one. So 0-1 to South, who we also know has power. As our last broadcast, she bounced one off the fence for a triple. She takes a look at ball one, as that was high and outside, so 1-1 the count to South. So South ready for the 1-1 pitch. She's going to swing at that one. Hit over towards the shortstop. Shortstop's going to range over. It's going to be a bang-bang play at first base for the second out as they get South out. It was close, though. She was about a half a step behind at first base, but unfortunately she was called out on that ground ball. So now Anna Kimbrough steps up. She flew out to left field, her first at bat. See if she can help herself out with a 3-run lead in the bottom of the third, 5-2. James Clemens on top of DAR. 2 outs. First pitch, called strike to Kimbrough. So the count 0-1. So here comes the 0-1 pitch to Kimbrough. She's going to lay off of that one, and wisely, as it gets away from the catcher, count goes to 1-1. So 1-1 to Kimbrough. 2 outs, nobody on. She's going to lay off of that pitch for strike. So called strike 2 on that changeup. So the count goes to 1-2. Anna Kimbrough steps back in to the batter's box, ready to look at the fourth pitch of this at-bat. Behind in the count, 1-2 with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Hard shot down the third base line. It's going to stay fair. She's going to round first. Decide to go back to first base for a single with 2 outs. It's a hard ground ball hit towards Grimmett at third base. And now Henderlong steps into the batter's box. She hit one out to right center on a hard ground ball shot right beyond the glove of the second baseman, DAR. And now Henderlong, 1-for-1. She did get tagged out at the plate in the bottom of the first inning for the third out. But right now she's got a runner at first with a 3-run lead. And an opportunity here to get back to the top of the order with King on deck. She's going to kind of slap bunt that one. Shortstop's going to make the catch in the air for out number 3. So we've played 3. James Clemens was able to score 3 runs in that inning to take the lead. 5-2 is your score. You're listening to James Clemens Softball on Play Action Sports.
When you're searching for a home or selling your current one, you want guidance from someone you trust. Fallon Sloan at Capstone Realty has been an active member of the Madison-Huntsville area for many years and has a passion for hard work, integrity, and client service. Fallon is a Madison resident, so she's got her finger on the pulse of the community. Check out her listings online at Fallon Sloan, that's FALLONSLONE.choosecapstone.com, or call her at 256-755-0269. Fallon Sloan at Capstone Realty.
The world is changing.
The Tailgate Talk app has changed. It's got a new name and a new look. It's now known as PAS Plus, and it's your home for Applebee's Tailgate Talk, along with James Clemens Sports and Calhoun Basketball.
Change, never heard, huh?
Look for the download links at PASnetwork.net or TailgateTalk.net. PAS Plus, Play Action Sports, plus a little extra. PAS Plus from Play Action Sports.
Top of the fourth inning right here at the Jetsplex for this afternoon's matchup between James Clemens and DAR in softball. Senior night. Recognize those three seniors on the softball team. Also recognized Hollis Kinsley Hunter. Spent a lot of years at James Clemens doing a lot of multimedia stuff, and they wanted to recognize her for all of her hard work in contributing to JC Athletics. Due up this inning for DAR is O'Neill, Love, and Phillips. That'll round out the order and take us back to the top as O'Neill swings at the first pitch for strike one. O'Neill 1 for 1 on the afternoon. Singled to center field on her first at bat. Takes a look at ball one, so the count goes to 1-1. So here's the 1-1 pitch. He's going to foul that one off. This count goes to 1-2. Again, stick around for the remainder of our broadcast. Well, after this softball game, like I said, we're going to jump over and cover the remaining innings of the James Clemens baseball matchup between Bob Jones. So O'Neill with a 1-2 count against Kimbrough as Kimbrough winds up and throws. Looked like it hit the outside corner, and it does. Bounces off a Plant's glove for a drop third strike as O'Neill is going to strike out but make it to first base. So now Love with a runner at first in the top of the fourth. DAR down 3 runs to James Clemens. Love 0 for 1 on the day. She's going to squirt a bunt. It's going to bounce off of Peyton's glove, and both runners are going to be safe. So now with no outs in the top of the fourth, runners at first and second.
Now batting number 25, Vanderbilt.
So now Phillips, the number 9 batter for DAR, with 2 on, no outs, top of the fourth. 5-2 your score. James Clemens on top of DAR. DAR, the number 9 batter in the lineup, she's going to squirt a bunt. Everybody collapses in. She pulls back. Ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Phillips. She's going to lay a bunt that's going to go foul for strike 1. So 1-1 to Phillips. No outs and 2 on. The way that sun is setting right now on the softball field, the sun setting in the west, all those fielders got to be blinded by the sunlight. So anything that's up in the air definitely causes them to stutter step just a little bit. As Phillips is going to bunt, foul, and Plant is going to make the catch, tries to throw it to Evans to double up the runner at first, but she was able to get back safely. But we do have 1 out with runners at first and second, and back to the top of the order for DAR. That's going to be Stewart. Struck out swinging her last at bat. As Kimbrough is going to go talk to the field ump. I think Coach Kimbrough kind of feels like they doubled up the runner at first in Love. And I think he's appealing to the home plate umpire, asking for a second opinion on that. I will say that the field ump was a little bit pulled away. She was over closer to third base, so that was a long field of vision for her to try to make the call. So now DAR's coach is going to go out and have a talk with the umps as both of them conferred and agreed that she was doubled up at first base. So he's going to appeal his case and see what the umps say. As he seems to be a little bit energized right there. So if the play stands as an out, that'll be 2 outs with a runner at second base for DAR in the top of the 4th inning, down 3 runs, 5-2. Nevertheless, Stewart is still going to be the batter, regardless of whether there's 1 or 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. He is still pleading his case to the ump. So 5-2 your score here at the Jetsplex. Now you can tune in for the Play Action Sports Update 3 times each weekday for school, youth, and amateur sports news from the Limestone County area on 1080 AM WKAC. So the runner is out at first base. She was doubled up. As Evans was able to get back there. So now Stewart steps into the batter's box with 2 outs and a runner at second for DAR. So good appeal there by Coach Kimbrough to appeal to the home plate ump. That first pitch to Stewart's going to catch the outside corner for strike 1. So 0-1 the count to Stewart with 2 outs. Top of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. She's going to square to bunt. Was able to get back in time for ball 1. So 1-1 the count now to Stewart with 2 outs. So that's going to be popped up. Kimbrough's going to come up and range in close to the foul line and make the catch for out number 3. That'll do it for the top of the 4th inning. James Clemens 5, DAR 2. You're listening to Jets Softball on Play Action Sports.
Here's what's on the Jets' radar. On Friday, softball will start tournament play in Muscle Shoals. Varsity and JV boys soccer host the other school at Madison City Stadium, while varsity and JV girls will be on the turf field against Vestavia Hills. Varsity baseball will be at the other school on Saturday, and freshman boys soccer will travel to Southside Gadsden. On Monday, softball goes to New Hope, then comes back home to play Hazel Green on Tuesday. Varsity and JV boys soccer will also be at home against Florence. We'll be back with more James Clemens coverage from Play Action Sports. The next time you need a pharmacy, one call to Athens Creekside Drugs, Salem Pharmacy, or Florence Express Pharmacy will fill the bill. All 3 locations are committed to providing you the best services a pharmacy can offer. Whether your needs are simple or complex in nature, they can all provide solutions that deliver results. They pride themselves on their customer service that includes timeliness, quality service, and a friendly attitude. Athens Creekside Drugs, 605 Highway 31 South, Salem Pharmacy at 28730 Highway 99, and Florence Express Pharmacy on Mall Road in Florence.
Welcome back to James Clemens Softball and Play Action Sports. We get ready for the bottom of the 4th inning. James Clemens with a 5-2 lead over DAR. Back to the top of the order with King, Evans, and Newsom due up this inning. So King, 2 for 2 on the day. She singled in the first inning and also singled in her second at bat in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So getting ready for her 3rd at bat of the afternoon. Let's see what King can do and get us started to add some more runs on the board for James Clemens. Love to see about 7 or 8 runs scored right here. So King, she's going to square to bunt. Using that speed, she's going to run down the baseline for an infield bunt single. So looking at that first pitch and lays it down on a bunt. which brings up Evans to bat for the third time this afternoon. She grounded into a fielder's choice her last at bat and then made a sacrifice bunt in the bottom of the first inning to move King over to second. So let's see what Coach Kimbrough calls here for Evans in the bottom of the fourth. She's swinging away. Grimmett's going to catch that ball at third base, throw over to second, get King out at second base. Evans is going to go to first safely, so 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. So good play there by Grimmett at third base to use that glove and make that fielding on that hard ground ball, because she was able to get that and throw King out, who is really fast, so she had to work quickly to get that out at second base. But Newsom now steps up. She walked her last at bat. Takes a look at the first pitch, ball 1. As Evans stayed off the bag just a little bit longer than she normally does on that first pitch, but was able to get back safely as the catcher tried to throw her out. So now, 1-0 to Newsom. Here's the pitch. She's going to pop that one up. Second baseman's going to field it. First baseman called her off, and that's going to hang up Evans, as thought it was going to be a routine fly ball on the infield, so she held back wisely, but then they were able to pick it up off the dirt and throw her out on a force play at second base. So now 2 outs with Farrah Payton, your batter, with a runner at first is Newsom. Payton flew out to center field on her last at bat, struck out swinging when she first came up. So now an opportunity here to redeem herself with a runner at first. She's going to lay off the first pitch, which is high and outside, for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to the dangerous Farrah Payton. She's going to lay off the outside pitch for ball 2. Obviously, DAR has done their homework, and they know to stay to the outside of Payton to try to take away her power. But we have seen her go over the right field wall with a home run before, so all she's got to do is make that batting adjustment. So 2-0 the count to Payton. As the ump calls time, goes and talks to Payton. They're going to call a strike on her for a delay of the game. So we've seen that happen a couple of different times in the past couple of ball games. So once she goes in to the batter's box and gets set and then steps back out, she's delaying the game. So she's going to swing at that pitch, hit it towards left field, and the left fielder's going to range underneath it and make the catch for the third out. We've played 4 innings. James Clemens on top, 5-2. We come back, well, at the top of the 5th, and DAR back up to bat. You're listening to James Clemens Softball on Play Action Sports.
One of the worst feelings you can have is that of being stranded. Well, BT's Towing, Tire, and Truck Repair makes that a thing of the past, with 24/7 towing services and roadside assistance in the northern Alabama and southern Tennessee areas. But that's not all. They also offer truck and trailer repair, mobile welding, brake service and repair, new and used tires, and other major and minor repairs. Their name says it all. BT's Towing, Tire, and Truck Repair. For 24/7 response, call 497-8234. That's 497-8234. BT's Towing, Tire, and Truck Repair. North Alabama Gas District has provided safe, reliable, and economical natural gas service to Madison and surrounding areas of Limestone County for over 40 years. However, accidents and leaks do sometimes occur. If you smell odors similar to rotten eggs or notice other possible signs of a gas leak, such as a fire or explosion, a blowing or hissing sound, or blowing dust or bubbling water, leave the area immediately, avoid ignition sources, warn others, and from a safe location, contact us immediately at 256-772-0227. And remember to call 811 before you dig. North Alabama Gas District, we take safety seriously. You're listening to James Clemens Softball on Play Action Sports. Kirk Pierce, Tim Lambert
Our producer bringing you this afternoon's action between the visiting DAR Patriots and your James Clemens Jets. James Clemens with a 5-2 lead as we get ready for the top of the fifth inning. Due up for DAR, Ford, Grimmett, and House. Kimbrough still in the circle for James Clemens, and here's the first pitch. That one's low and in the dirt for ball one to Ford. So 1-0 the count to Ford, the top of the fifth. As she calls time, goes down to talk to her coach, make sure they've got the right signals. Now she's back in the box and ready for the second pitch of this at-bat. That was low and in the dirt for ball two. So 2-0 goes the count to Ford. Just an update on the baseball diamond. James Clemens down 2 runs, 2-0 in the top of the fourth inning over there. Ball 3 thrown into the dirt by Kimbrough. So 3-0 to Ford. Depending on how the James Clemens baseball game goes, check that 2-1 is the count to Ford.
Now batting number 1, C.J. Bush.
So a shot to Newsom. Newsom's going to field it, throw it to Evans for out number 1. So Newsom able to throw her out from the shortstop position. But as I was saying, depending on where the James Clemens game is as they are moving along in that game, we'll try to get it to you. But if that one ends about the same time the softball game ends, we will not be able to bring you that broadcast, but we will do whatever we can to make that happen. So now Grimmett, 1 for 2 on the afternoon, the number 3 batter for DAR, fouls off her first pitch of her third at bat for strike 1. So 0-1 the count to Grimmett with 1 out, nobody on. So 0-1 the count to Grimmett. She's ready to step into the batter's box slowly. Here we go. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. He's going to pop that one foul for strike number 2. So 0-2 now to Grimmett. With 1 out. So Grimmett taking her time, getting back in the batter's box. I think a foul ball went over into the softball field from the baseball field, so we got stoppage of the action right now. So here we go. 0-2 the count to Grimmett. Kimbrough ahead in the count with 1 out, the top of the fifth. Check swing. Nope, she didn't go. So ball 1 on that outside pitch. So 1-2 is the count. So Grimmett, the third baseman for DAR. She's got a really good glove over there in that hot corner. Swings at strike 3, but it gets away from Plant. And Grimmett's going to reach on a drop third strike. That's the second time that's happened this game for James Clemens. So DAR with a strikeout, but a drop third strike. And she was able to reach. Still 1 out. Still 1 out in the top of the fifth. So now House, the cleanup batter, she's 0 for 2. She's going to foul off the first pitch to her for strike 1. So 0-1 the count to House with 1 out in the top of the fifth. James Clemens up 5-2. Just going to look at ball 2, or ball 1. So 1-1 now to House. So 1-1 to House with 1 out. It's going to be a hot shot down third base line, go foul, so the count goes to 1-2. So 1-2 the count with 1 out. Five to 2 your score. So here comes the 1-2 pitch from Kimbrough. Low in the dirt. It's going to bounce off the ump. Plant's going to field it. Runner's going to advance to second on that kind of passed ball. So 2-2, the count to House. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's going to be popped right over the glove of Newsom out into left field. Grimmett's going to round third on her way home. It's going to be cut off by Evans, and she's going to score. 5-3 now is your score. DAR putting a run on the board in the top of the 5th inning. So 5-3 now your score. So now, runner at second base for Jackson with 1 out in the top of the 5th. 5-3 the score. Here's the pitch. Low in the dirt. Ball 1. One-0 pitch. Low in the dirt. Ball 2. As Grimmett's going to steal third. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. It's going to be fouled. Oh, Evans is going to field that. Still going to be foul. Well, she was on that, ready to make the tag at first base, but the ump said foul as she fielded it right before he got to the bag and just right past the chalk. So the count goes to 2-1 to Jackson. With a runner at third, DAR down 2 runs right here in the top of the 5th. Outside pitch misses or catches the corner for strike 2. So 2-2. The ump with that delayed reaction there kind of had me guessing for a second. So here is the 2-2 pitch from Kimbrough. It's going to be popped up right over the glove of Kloppenstein out to right field. Henderlong's going to field that one, throw it in to the cutoff, but that is going to score another run. So now DAR is within 1, 5-4 your score, top of the 5th. So Jackson reaches first on that RBI single, which brings up Barnes. Check that. It's going to be number 4. Haas. Haas will be your batter now for DAR. It'll be her first at bat of the afternoon to face Kimbrough. So Haas is your batter with 1 out, top of the 5th. Please tell me. There's the first pitch. It's ball as Jackson is going to steal second. So 1-0 goes the count. So 1-0. Haas is going to bunt foul to take the count to 1-1. So 1-1 the count to Haas with 1 out in the top of the 5th. As DAR has been able to score 2 runs this inning to be within 1 of James Clemens. 5-4 your score. DAR with a runner at second. That's Jackson. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's going to be foul for strike 2. So 1-2 now to Haas. So Kimbrough looking to add another strikeout to this game. 1-2 pitch outside, misses, ball 2. So that's definitely a called pitch by the coaches for James Clemens, as they were anticipating Jackson trying to steal third. But now the count is 2-2 to Haas. Kimbrough's pitch inside, misses, ball 3. So full count to Haas. 3-2, 1 out, 1 on, second base for DAR. Here's the payoff pitch from Kimbrough. Low and in the dirt for ball 4. So it's going to put runners at first and second for O'Neill, the number 7 batter in the lineup for DAR. O'Neill singled at her first at bat to center field, and then she was able to reach first on a drop third strike in her last at bat. So she squares to bunt. Plant comes up throwing, and they make the tag on Jackson as she was trying to steal third. So she is out. And Haas will go to second safely. So O'Neill gets ready to see her second pitch of this at bat. So waiting. There was a lot of action going on at that moment as Plant was able to field it and field the pitch and throw it over to Peyton for the out as Jackson was trying to steal. That's a hard ground ball hit. Newsom tries to backhand. She throws it over to Peyton to get the tag, but the runner is able to make it safely to third. So now runners at first and third for DAR. So runners on the corner. In the top of the 5th, James Clemens trying to hang on to a 1-run lead in the 5th inning as Love, the number 8 batter, is due up with 2 outs and runners on the corners for DAR. Kimbrough thrown 90 pitches into this 5th inning. First pitch to Love is a ball. So 1-0 the count to her. Again, 5-4 your score. As Love is going to square to bunt. Doesn't pull back in time. Swing and a miss. Called strike. So 1-1 to her from Kimbrough. The pitcher in the circle. She's pitched the entire game, as I said. 92 pitches as of now in this 5th inning. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So 1-2 now to Love, with runners now at second and third as O'Neill stole the base. So runners in scoring position at second and third. 2 outs, top of the 5th. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for a third strikeout of the afternoon for Kimbrough. That'll end the top of the 5th. When we come back, James Clemens will be back up to bat. They're hanging on to a 1-run lead. 5-4 is your score. You're listening to James Clemens Softball on Play Action Sports.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Alabama.
This message presented by the AHSAA and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association.
Welcome back to James Clemens Softball and Play Action Sports. Due up this inning for James Clemens, Plant, Klopfenstein, and South. James Clemens hanging on to a one-run lead in the bottom of the fifth inning, 5-4 your score against DAR. As Plant steps into the batter's box, she is 2 for 2 with 2 doubles and 3 RBIs on the afternoon. So I'd like to see Plant continue with that streak right here. As you can kind of see the fielders for DAR kind of shading their eyes. Called strike on that first pitch to Plant, outside corner. So 0-1 to her. Shortstop for DAR went ahead and put the sunglasses on behind her mask as the third baseman's trying to shield it with her hand. So here's the 0-1 pitch. And she's going to just bloop that one right over shortstop's head for her third hit of the afternoon. So Plant stays hot. She's 3 for 3 with a leadoff single. Beautiful line drive out there by Plant to hit it to left center. And now Klopfenstein, who had the home run last inning, and Thompson is going to be the courtesy runner for Plant at first base. So Klopfenstein comes in, 1 for 2 on the afternoon, flew out to the left fielder, first at bat, and then put one over the left field wall. And her second at bat. So here we go. Klopfenstein getting ready to see her first pitch of the bottom of the fifth. They're going to call, ump's going to call time and no pitch. As the ump makes Thompson go back to first. Looks like there was a little noise interference there. So they send her back to first on a no pitch. So here comes the pitch. She's going to square to bunt, pull back, and wisely so, as that was high for ball one. So 1-0 to Klopfenstein with a runner at first. That's Thompson running for Plant. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside, misses, ball two. As Thompson's going to steal second. Hold up as that ball gets away from the second baseman, rolls out to center field, but Thompson's going to stay at second safely. So 2-0 now the count to Klopfenstein. So 2-0 the count to Klopfenstein. So 2-0 now to Klopfenstein. So Klopfenstein's going to swing at her third pitch. That's going to go foul for strike one. So 2-1 now the count. So 2-1 the count to Klopfenstein on that foul ball. Bottom of the fifth inning, James Clemens with a one-run lead, 5-4. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike two. So 2-2 now to Klopfenstein. No outs, runner at second base for James Clemens. So 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. High, misses, full count to Klopfenstein. So full count. Bottom of the fifth. Here's the payoff pitch. Outside, ball four. So now no outs, runners at first and second, as South will be your batter for James Clemens. She's 0 for 2 on the day. grounded to the third baseman and to the shortstop in her 2 previous at-bats. So let's see, third time's a charm if she hits it over towards the left field side. Hopefully we'll be able to get her on. So 2 on, no outs, bottom of the 5th. First pitch, South, squares to bunt, pulls back. Ball 1 is the call. You can hear the crowd cheering in the background as James Clemens able to get on the board. In the bottom of the 5th inning, score 2-1 now. South squares to bunt, lays one, goes foul for strike 1. So 1-1 to South. So 1-1 to South. As both coaches giving their team instruction here. So South looking for the third pitch of this at bat. Here it comes. She's going to square to bunt. She's going to lay a beautiful one. It's going to die right in front of the third baseman. She's going to pick it up and throw it over to first to get her out on that sacrifice bunt. But that does move both runners over. Now we got runners at second and third with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. So a beautiful sacrifice bunt there by South to move the runners around. So now you've got Anna Kimbrough, your batter. She's 1 for 2, singled her last at bat to left field. Here comes the first pitch to Kimbrough with runners at second and third, 1 out. High and outside misses, ball 1. You got Henderlong on deck and King in the hole. So one more batter and we're back to the top of the order. But right now you've got two players that can really do some damage with Kimbrough and Henderlong at the bottom of this order. So Kimbrough takes a look at called strike 1. So count goes to 1-1. So James Clemens hanging on to a 1-run lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. They are threatening to score additional runs here with runners at second and third. Kimbrough pops that one out towards left field. It's going to be over the head of the left fielder. Bounce off the wall. That's going to score 1. That's going to bring in another one for a 2 RBI double by Anna Kimbrough. So beautiful hit there to bring in Thompson and Klopfenstein. Now the score, James Clemens 7, DAR 4 in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Number 2, Leah Henderlong.
So now you got Henderlong's coming up, batting from the left side. Kimber is going to get his courtesy runner since she is the pitcher. And that's going to be Fisher for James Clemens running for Kimbrough. So she's standing at second base. You've got 1 out and a runner at second. James Clemens up 3 runs, 7-4 in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the pitch. She's going to slap bunt that one right where they were not. Shortstop tried to cheat over towards third base and got caught up in that. And Henderlong was able to just squeak that one by her for a single that moved Fisher over to third. So now runners on the corners for King, who is 3 for 3 on the afternoon. All of those singles. You can kind of hear that excitement over there on the baseball diamond as James Clemens just tied it up 2-2. The bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the first pitch to King. Misses for ball 1. So 1-0 to King with 1 out, runners on the corners. Here's the pitch. King squares to bunt. Ball gets away from the catcher. But Fisher decides wisely to stay at third. Henderlong is going to go ahead and take second base on that wild pitch. So 2-0 to King. With one out. She's going to swing foul for strike one, so 2-1. Looked like King kind of overextended herself on that one as she kind of, it was like she kind of pulled a little bit. She's favoring that right leg just a hair. Now she's back into the batter's box. 2-1 is the count to King. Runners at second and third. Here's the pitch. High, misses. Ball 3. So 3-1 to King with Evans on deck and Newsom in the hole. So back at the top of the order for James Clemens right here with King, who is 3 for 3 on the afternoon. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. She's going to swing, pop that one foul. So count goes full. So McKenna King looking at a full count here with one out and runners at second and third. So opportunity to make this big inning even bigger with this full count pitch. Here's the payoff pitch. King's going to hit that one towards second base. Second base going to field it cleanly. She's going to be out at first for the second out, but not before Fisher is able to get in and score. And that brings up Lauren Evans, 0 for 2 on the day. She's grounded out her last 2 at-bats, sacrificed her first at-bat, but now the score is 8-4. So here's her pitch, outside, ball 1. So quickly 1-0 to Evans. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. She's going to pop that one up. Pitcher's going to call it. She makes the catch for out number 3. We've played 5. Your score, James Clemens 8, DAR 4. You're listening to James Clemens Softball on Play Action Sports.
When you're searching for a home or selling your current one, you want guidance from someone you trust. Fallon Sloan at Capstone Realty has been an active member of the Madison-Huntsville area for many years and has a passion for hard work, integrity, and client service. Fallon is a Madison resident, so she's got her finger on the pulse of the community. Check out her listings online at Fallon Sloan, that's FALLONSLONE.choosecapstone.com, or call her at 256-755-0269. Fallon Sloan at Capstone Realty. Join us for Applebee's Tailgate Talk every Saturday morning at 10 on WKAC. We'll talk to coaches and sports figures of local interest and get their thoughts on whatever comes down the pike. We'll also announce our latest Athlete of the Week and give away an Applebee's gift card and a Tailgate Talk t-shirt. Applebee's Tailgate Talk, Saturday mornings at 10 on your Tailgate Talk app, on your Amazon Echo or Google Home device, online at tailgatetalk.net, and on the air at 1080 WKAC.
Welcome back to James Clemens Softball on Play Action Sports. As James Clemens with an 8-4 lead heading into the top of the 6th inning. Haygood will now go to first base for Evans, as Kimbrough is still in the circle. She's thrown 94 pitches in 5 innings. And got a little bit of a run cushion. 8-4. Again, your score due up this inning for DAR. Phillips. Then back to the top of the order with Stewart and Ford.
Ladies and gentlemen, if Annalisa Hermish is in the house, you have won a $25 gift card for Dairy Queen.
So as Phillips steps into the batter's box to face Kimbrough yet again. Here comes the first pitch from Kimbrough to Phillips. It's going to be fouled off for strike 1. Now you can download a copy of this game or listen to it on demand by going to PASnetwork.net. There's a streaming schedule of all of our upcoming games and links to our mobile apps as well. You can also just kind of go into our archives and download any of our previous broadcasts of James Clemens Sports, whether that be in football season, baseball, softball, we got it all. Just go to the archives right there on pasnetwork.net and download a copy of your favorite game out of our archives. So 0-1 the count to Phillips. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a little bit high for ball one, so 1-1 now the count in the top of the sixth inning. 8-4 your score. James Clemens on top of DAR. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's going to be hit right over to Klopfenstein. She's going to field that line drive for out number one. So Klopfenstein, really good job with her glove to just catch that line drive before it dropped for the first out. And back to the top of the order with Stewart for DAR, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Walked her first at bat, struck out second, and then flew out to the pitcher in her third at bat. So 1 out, nobody on, top of the sixth inning. 8-4 your score. Here's the pitch. She squares the bunt, pulls back, ball one. So 1-0 the count to Stewart. 2-0. Ball misses outside. So the next pitch for Kimbrough will be her 100th pitch of this game. So here's the 2-0 pitch. That's going to be hit right where Klopfenstein was, and she was kind of playing just up a little bit and over closer to first base, trying to cut off the left-handed batter, but she was able to squeak it by Klopfenstein for a single. And now Ford, 0 for 2 on the day, is your batter for DAR. Here's the pitch. Squares to bunt. As Stewart able to steal the base, make it to second. So 0-1 to Ford with a runner at second now, 1 out, top of the sixth inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Squares the bunt, strike two. They're going to throw it over to third base as Stewart was able to get in there and slide safely for another stolen base this inning for Stewart. So now 0-2, 1 out, runner at third for DAR. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside, ball one. So 1-2 to Ford. So 1-2 the count, 1 out. Kimbrough thrown 103 pitches so far in this matchup. Plan's going to line up outside, but that ball goes low and in the dirt for ball two. 2-2 to the batter for DAR, Ford. Here's the 2-2 pitch. She's going to pop that one up. Plant unable to get to it. Count remains 2-2. Eight to 4 your score. Jets softball on top of DAR. On the top of the sixth. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That misses high for ball three. So Ford able to take the count full with 1 out and a runner at third. Kimbrough in the windup. Here's the payoff pitch. Low in the dirt. Puts the runner at first. So now runners on the corners for DAR as Grimmett 1 for 3 on the day doubled at her first at bat. Hasn't done much since. Let's see what she does here. Hopefully nothing. So with runners on the corners, Grimmett, the number 3 batter in the lineup for DAR. 8-4 your score. James Clemens on top. DAR definitely threatening here to put some runs on the board and make it interesting again. Here's the pitch from Kimbrough. Called strike on that as Ford is going to go ahead and take second base on a stolen base. So 0-1 to Grimmett. Runners at second and third now for DAR. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's going to miss inside for ball 1, so 1-1 now. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, so 1-2 to Grimmett. Kimbrough ahead on the count. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's low in the dirt. Count goes to 2-2. Two and 2 to Grimmett. Kimbrough trying to get through this 6th inning here with an 8-4 lead. So Grimmett's going to pop that one up towards right field. Henderlong's going to make the catch. Throw it towards home plate. Runner's going to tag up at third base and score. So the score goes to 8-5. James Clemens still on top on that sacrifice fly there by Grimmett. So now a runner goes over to third base. That's Ford. And now House, the cleanup batter, 1 for 3 on the day, steps up with 2 outs at the top of the 6th. She's going to swing at the first pitch she sees. Keene's going to get over there and make the catch for the 3rd out. When we come back, we'll have the bottom of the 6th. James Clemens will be batting. You're listening to Jets Softball right here on Play Action Sports.
Athens Utilities comprises Athens Electric, Athens Gas, and Athens Water Services. Together, we are committed to providing reliable and affordable electricity, natural gas, and water and wastewater services. We operate as part of the City of Athens, and just like our city's motto of Athens is classic, Southern character, we believe in supporting what makes our community special. And that includes Athens and Limestone County sports. Call 233-8750. Come by the office at 508 South Jefferson Street or look for the link online at athensal.us.
One of the worst feelings you can have is that of being stranded. Well, BT's Towing, Tire, and Truck Repair makes that a thing of the past with 24/7 towing services and roadside assistance in the northern Alabama and southern Tennessee areas. But that's not all. They also offer truck and trailer repair, mobile welding, brake service and repair, new and used tires, and other major and minor repairs. Their name says it all. BT's Towing, Tire, and Truck Repair. For 24/7 response, call 497-8234. That's 497-8234. BT's Towing, Tire, and Truck Repair.
Welcome back to James Clemens Softball right here on Play Action Sports. As Newsom, Peyton, and Plant are due up this inning. So Abby Newsom stepping into the box for her 4th at bat of the afternoon. James Clemens with an 8-5 lead. Here's the first pitch to Newsom. Ball 1. Newsom 0 for 2 on the day. Facing a 1-0 count from Stinson. Stinson's thrown 76 pitches into the 6th inning. Ball 2 inside. So 2-0 now to Newsom. Newsom, hot shot towards shortstop. Shortstop can't come up with it. Newsom with a leadoff single to start the bottom of the sixth inning. So now Peyton 0 for 3 on the day for her fourth at bat of the afternoon. So here comes the first pitch to Peyton. Swing and a miss for strike one. So 0-1 to Peyton, with Newsom at first, with nobody out in the bottom of the sixth inning. Peyton going to hit a shot to third base. Third base is going to field it, throw it to second base to get Newsom out, but Peyton's going to make it to first. We have one out in the bottom of the sixth. So now that brings up Plant, who is 3 for 3 on the day, 2 doubles and a single at her last at bat. With Peyton at first base and one out. Eight to 5 your score. Ball 1 to Plant. So here's the 1-0 pitch to Plant. The runner at first. She's going to look at strike one. Inside pitch. Got her looking 1-1. The count to Plant. Update on the score for James Clemens baseball. 4-2, Bob Jones on top as we head into the bottom of the sixth inning. Next pitch to Plant. Strike. So 1-2 now with one out and a runner at first. Plant's been a hard out this afternoon as she's 3 for 3. Pops that one up towards center field. Center fielder's going to get underneath it for out number 2. So 2 outs in the bottom of the sixth inning for Klopfenstein. She had a home run earlier in her second at bat and walked her last at bat. So she has definitely done her part this afternoon to increase the lead. Right now, like I said, DAR down 3 runs, 8-5 to James Clemens. So here comes the first pitch to Klopfenstein for this fourth at bat. As that one's in the dirt for ball 1. And Peyton is going to steal second. So 1-0. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That's going to drop in there for strike one. So got her looking there, 1-1 to Klopfenstein. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. She's going to foul that one off. Count goes to 1-2. So 1-2 now to Klopfenstein with a runner at second with 2 outs in the bottom of the sixth. One-two pitch on the way. That one misses high for ball 2. So 2-2 now to Klopfenstein. 2's all the way across the board. Ball 2, strike 2, 2 outs, and a runner at second. With a score 8-5. Here's the pitch. Oh, nice base hit there by Klopfenstein. She's going to put that one into right center. Now Newsom is going to round third and touch the plate, as now the score goes to 9-5. That's Dolly Parton's favorite song, right? That's right. 9-5 your score right now. James Clemens on top. So now South walks up with 2 outs and a runner at first. Here's her first pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. So they played 6 innings on the baseball field. James Clemens down 4-2 to Bob Jones. As South, that's a long foul ball in left field territory. So now the count is 0-2. So 0-2 to South. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Down in the dirt, low, ball one. Looks like because of the James Clemens game, as it's kind of speeding along in those innings, they're getting ready for the top of the 7th over there. Not sure we're going to be able to bring you the closing innings of that game, so we'll just kind of keep you posted here. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's going to be a line drive over the shortstop. She's going to make the catch for out number 3. So we've played 6 innings. James Clemens 9, DAR 5. You're listening to James Clemens Softball on Play Action Sports.
North Alabama Gas District has provided safe, reliable, and economical natural gas service to Madison and surrounding areas of Limestone County for over 40 years. However, accidents and leaks do sometimes occur. If you smell odors similar to rotten eggs or notice other possible signs of a gas leak, such as a fire or explosion, a blowing or hissing sound, or blowing dust or bubbling water, leave the area immediately, avoid ignition sources, warn others, and from a safe location, contact us immediately at 256-772-0227. And remember to call 811 before you dig. North Alabama Gas District, we take safety seriously. Keep up with Athens and Limestone County sports with a Play Action Sports Report. Look for it every Wednesday on your favorite podcast platform. The Play Action Sports Report. Scores, interviews, highlights, and more from school, youth, and amateur sports in Athens and Limestone County. The Play Action Sports Report every Wednesday on your favorite podcast platform or online at pasnetwork.net.
Welcome back to James Clemens Softball and Play Action Sports. Kirk Pierce, Tim Lambert, the producer, over the press box here at the Jetsplex as we go to the top of the 7th inning with James Clemens leading by 4 runs, 9-5 against the visiting DAR Patriots. Due up this inning for DAR's Jackson, Haas, and O'Neill. Kimbrough still in the circle for James Clemens. She's pitched the entire game. Comes into this inning with 113 pitches on the day. She gets ready to face Jackson for the 4th and hopefully final time of the night. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be a slow grounder over to first base. As Haygood is going to bounce off of her glove, but she's going to pick it up and wisely toss it over to Klopfenstein, who was covering first for out number 1. So now, Haas is going to be your batter, and Coach Kimbrough walks out to the circle to have a talk. I would imagine he is about to put in a relief pitcher for Kimbrough. So we'll just kind of wait and see what Coach Kimbrough does. Now you can look for the Play Action Sports Report, results, announcements, and a very special guest each and every week. It drops Wednesday on your favorite podcast platform like iTunes, Amazon, Google, and a whole lot more. You can also hear it on your Alexa or Google device or hear it online on pasnetwork.net. Well, that's not what he did, though. He decided to just go out there and give him a little pep talk, and now all the girls are standing in the circle getting ready for this second at bat of this inning for DAR, which is Haas. As everybody's kind of hugging necks there. As it looks like Evans is coming out of the ball game. Actually, I think what Coach did was kind of go out there and let her give her hugs. Since it's a senior night, she is a senior. And so now with one out, Haas up to bat and Kimbrough still in the circle. Here's the first pitch. It's going to be a called strike. Beautiful pitch there by Kimbrough to keep the batter guessing and looking. She didn't take the bat off her shoulders. Haas is the number 6 batter in the lineup. Here's the second pitch. She's going to foul that one for strike 2. So quickly 0-2 to Haas. Kimbrough pitching a really good game so far for James Clemens. Faced 32 batters, thrown 116 pitches. 71 of those pitches have been strikes. She's given up 5 hits and 5 runs. Walked 3 batters, but she has struck out 7 of those batters. So here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside, ball 1. 1-2 to Haas. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's going to be a slow roller to Kimbrough. She's going to pick it up, throw it over to Haygood, and make the out for 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. And now O'Neal, the 7th batter, as Coach Kimbrough comes out for the 2nd time this inning, which means he is definitely going to have to replace Kimbrough in the circle on the 2nd visit. So just an update on the score over here on the baseball field. 4-2 still your score, as James Clemens was able to keep Bob Jones from scoring in the top of the 7th. And they're going to come up to bat down 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Now we just want to remind you about the Jets All-In campaign. It's been set up to help various athletic programs at James Clemens. For more information on donating, all you need to do is go online to jcathletics.net. You can donate to a specific athletic program at James Clemens if you would like to. Also want to remind you, on Sunday, April the 30th, the James Clemens football team will be selling mattresses to help their athletic program do some updates and upkeep to their locker room and for some additional equipment. And that's exactly what's happening, as Coach Kimbrough has pulled the senior pitcher, Anna Kimbrough. And so we'll have a new pitcher when we come back. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to James Clemens Softball on Play Action Sports.
North Alabama Gas District has provided safe, reliable, and economical natural gas service to Madison and surrounding areas of Limestone County for over 40 years. However, accidents and leaks do sometimes occur. If you smell odors similar to rotten eggs or notice other possible signs of a gas leak, such as a fire or explosion, a blowing or hissing sound, or blowing dust or bubbling water, leave the area immediately, avoid ignition sources, warn others, and from a safe location, contact us immediately at 256-772-0227. And remember to call 811 before you dig. North Alabama Gas District, we take safety seriously. When you're searching for a home or selling your current one, you want guidance from someone you trust. Fallon Sloan at Capstone Realty has been an active member of the Madison-Huntsville area for many years and has a passion for hard work, integrity, and client service. Fallon is a Madison resident, so she's got her finger on the pulse of the community. Check out her listings online at Fallon Sloan, that's FALLONSLONE.choosecapstone.com, or call her at 256-755-0269. Fallon Sloan at Capstone Realty.
Welcome back to James Clemens Softball and Play Action Sports. We're in the middle of the top of the 7th inning. James Clemens with a 9-5 lead. And now we have a new pitcher in the circle. That's Sadie South, which means Thompson is now going to go into left field for James Clemens. Sadie South facing O'Neal, who's 1 for 3 on the day. Right now, O'Neal is looking at a 1-1 count. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Just an update over here on the baseball field. James Clemens drops a close one, 4-2 to Cross City rivals Bob Jones. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Popped up, out of play, foul ball. So count remains 1-2 with 2 outs and nobody on for DAR. So we talked about having bonus coverage after the end of this softball game. The baseball game went relatively quickly. And the final score, Bob Jones 4, James Clemens 2. Outside pitch, rings her up for out number 3. And that is going to do it over here on the softball field as on senior night, James Clemens, softball, with a big victory here, 9-5 over the DAR Patriots. That's your final score, 9-5. James Clemens on top is your final score. When we come back, we'll have some stats for you and close out today's broadcast. You're listening to James Clemens Softball on Play Action Sports.
The next time you need a pharmacy, one call to Athens Creekside Drugs, Salem Pharmacy, or Florence Express Pharmacy will fill the bill. All 3 locations are committed to providing you the best services a pharmacy can offer. Whether your needs are simple or complex in nature, they can all provide solutions that deliver results. They pride themselves on their customer service that includes timeliness, quality service, and a friendly attitude. Athens Creekside Drugs, 605 Highway 31 South, Salem Pharmacy at 28730 Highway 99, and Florence Express Pharmacy on Mall Road in Florence.
Athens Utilities comprises Athens Electric, Athens Gas, and Athens Water Services. Together, we are committed to providing reliable and affordable electricity, natural gas, and water and wastewater services. We operate as part of the City of Athens, and just like our city's motto of Athens is classic, Southern character, we believe in supporting what makes our community special. And that includes Athens and Limestone County sports. Call 233-8750, come by the office at 508 South Jefferson Street, or look for the link online at athensal.us.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the AHSAA, are the 138,000 high school sports students in Alabama. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
Keep up with local school, travel, youth, and amateur sports throughout the week with the Play Action Sports Update. Listen weekday mornings at 7:30 and weekday afternoons at 1:30 and 3:30 as we bring you the latest scores, news, and announcements from Limestone County and surrounding communities. That's the Play Action Sports Update 3 times a day, Monday through Friday on 1080 WKAC.
Welcome back to James Clemens Softball on Play Action Sports. Your final score, James Clemens 9, DAR Patriots 5. As a huge victory tonight for these girls on senior night. We had several seniors graduating and playing in their final home game for James. Well, not final home game. I mean, we've got another game next week against Hazel Green, but we designated tonight as senior night here at the Jetsplex, and we want to recognize those seniors right now. Anna Marie Kimbrew, she was in the circle tonight. She started in the circle for James Clemens and pitched a heck of a game. She faced several batters, gave up 5 hits, 5 runs. 4 of those runs were earned. She walked 3 batters, but struck out 7 of those. And then Sadie South came in to finish it off with the final strikeout of the game. So Anna Kimbrew with a great job at in the circle and also at the plate. She had 2 hits today, 2 of those 2 RBIs with those hits, and so. Senior night, Anna Kimbrew stepped up big for the Jets. The next senior we want to recognize is Leah Henderlong, and Leah started the game in right field, got 2 hits in today's matchup, so another senior contributing to this matchup against DAR tonight. Then you had Lauren Evans, who played first base for James Clemens. She went up 3 times, sacrificed, bunted King over to second base to kind of start that running spurt in the bottom of the first inning to tie the game 2-2. So Evans contributing as well. And then really the one that was a surprise to her was Miss Hollis Kinsley Hunter. Now, she's not a softball player, but you might have mentioned it during the broadcast, or heard me mention it, that Kinsley has spent her high school years serving James Clemens Athletics while she was promoting sports and the athletes through the multimedia and digital formats. She takes care of the social media platforms and all of that. Has won several awards as a film student and is just selflessly, if you will, it's written out selfishly, but selflessly given to James Clemens and the JC Athletics through her spirit, her work, and her kindness. And Coach Kimbrough wanted me to make sure that I pass on that he will miss all of these girls fondly because they have been such a huge anchor for them to start this program at James Clemens, and him as he is in his second year as the softball coach at James Clemens. And again, just kind of recognizing several of the players. Sydney Plant had 2 doubles. Kimbrough with a double. Klopfenstein had a 2-run shot over the left field wall for another James Clemens home run. We talked about that all year, how they are powerful at the plate and can swing and hit home runs almost at times at will, it seems like. And Klopfenstein really kept that going. Thompson and Payton both had a stolen base. Had a couple of errors today, but Coach Kimbrough, I'm sure, will overlook those because he was able to get out of here with a 9-5 victory over the visiting DAR Patriots. And so I think that's what we're going to do is call it. We'll do another game next week here at James Clemens for softball as the visiting Hazel Green Trojans will come over here to the Jetsplex. But unfortunately, like I said, on the baseball diamond, James Clemens varsity baseball lost a close one to the city rivals Bob Jones Patriots 4-2. We were hoping to get some of that action for you at the end of the softball game, but unfortunately that game ended about the same time ours did. So we weren't able to get you that extra baseball action here on Play Action Sports. Well, again, that'll do it for us here at the Jetsplex. Your final score, James Clemens 9, DAR Patriots 5. For Tim Lambert, our producer, I'm Kirk Pierce. You've been listening to Jets Softball right here on Play Action Sports.
You've been listening to James Clemens High School Softball on the Play Action Sports Network. If you'd like to download a copy of tonight's game, log on to pasnetwork.net. James Clemens Softball is a production of Play Action Sports.